Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. We are going through the brand new costumes that were just released today, and we've been waiting patiently. Costume Quintus was obviously leaked to beta a couple of months ago, and we were like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe they are releasing this character. We're gonna go through it today, see if it's just as insane as it was released. But let me know in the comments, guys, if you what did you guys get for Christmas? Tell me about your Christmas. Did Santa bring you anything cool? Did Empires and Puzzles bring you anything cool? Let me know in the comments below. What did you guys get for Christmas? So on this video, I'm going to be going through everything with the brand new costumes that were just released, talking about if they're good or not, or what the status is. Should you go wild or not? Never go wild, but is it something to really take a look at? And I want to do kind of like a little bit more of an in-depth dive on these, just to really focus on everything. And so we did just get this, which is probably what I am most excited about, potentially out of these 4-star costumes. The second version of costume, Caveman, is absolutely insane. Obviously, if you throw this on here, you can see these are 5-star stats that we have here. Essentially, being able to have 893 on the attack and that 1571 on the health is pretty sweet, being that it's a 4-star. Don't fast forward through this ad sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, because you will have a chance for some free Amazon gift cards. Also, they put in one of the most iconic characters in the game, and you can get her for completely free. Let me tell you what's going on this month. Raging Rowdy Ronda Rousey is in Raid Shadow Legends. She's easily one of the most feared and lethal women walking around on this earth, and now has entered into the realm of Raid. From MMA to now pro wrestling, has converted over some insane stats and ratings for Raid. She's got a cool backstory that mimics her real life, and all you gotta do is log into the game between now and February 20th 7 times, and she's yours to keep. No catch. Available for new and existing players. They also have a sweet promo code to celebrate Ronda with new and existing players to give you some helpful stuff, like a 300-day XP boost, 500,000 silver, 5 energy refills to help max her out. Just type in this promo code RAIDRONDA and you will get all that for free. I love the fact that Raid is always finding new and creative ways to add real-life people to make them playable in this intense game. Listen up, Christmas came a little bit early for you new players downloading right now. You can get yourself entered in for free Amazon gift cards and exclusive in-game rewards. A chance for a free $1,000 gift card? Yeah, sign me up. After you download right now, copy your player ID, head over to 12daysraid.playrm.com and set off for a festive adventure that lasts for 12 days from December 19th to January 10th. Every day you will play a mini game for some holiday-themed champions, a chance to win some gift cards, and existing players can get some free stuff too. Head over to 12daysraid.playrm.com and you too will get special holiday promo code. Now is the time to download Raid Shadow Legends, because you get more free welcome gifts valued over $30. Get yourself a free epic champion, Ina, 200,000 silver, 1 energy refill, 1 XP boost, and 1 ancient shard. All your treasure will be waiting for you right over here. Thanks again, Raid Shadow Legends. Being that it's a 4-star. But I love this character. Being able to run at fast speed, 275% damage to the target nearby enemies. Target nearby enemies are immune to new status effect buffs for 3 turns, and dispels buffs from the target nearby enemies. So taking a look at this, obviously a lot of great stuff that's going on. Fast speed, being able to deal damage to the target nearby enemies. I like that it is flat to them, so it's not minor damage. And then, not to mention, you're gonna be dispelling them, and then also making it so they're also immune. So obviously, when we take a look at that, it's very easy to compare it to El Nadahada, which is essentially going to be dealing damage to target nearby enemies, and they're also immune to new buffs for 3 turns, and they receive 200 damage for each attempted buff. This is a pretty awesome character that obviously is being played on defenses. The biggest thing to Costume Caveman now is that it dispels buffs, which is something that I really wish El Nadahada had, to where being able to dispel the buffs, but it's pretty much the same thing. Obviously, it's pretty cool that deals 200 damage for each attempted buff. That is definitely relevant. Obviously, El Nadahada is dealing a little bit more damage, but I love the fact that this brand new costume version here is going to be dispelling last, but still it's going to be dispelling the buffs from the target nearby enemies. Just to answer your question, if the character has taunt, it will dispel the taunt, but it's not going to dispel any positive effects that are to the next one. So just as a heads up, I don't know if you need to hear that. But we still have the costume bonus here, guys, which some people don't realize is here with the mana bonus of 5%. Being able to do that, you can essentially get your characters to go off. I don't think that you can get Caveman on very fast, so that is something to also consider as well too. Let me know in the comments. I don't think that fast to very fast with the costume bonus plus it's like a I think you need a tower troop, but you're gonna get him very close to being able to run it very fast with this new costume bonus of 5%. Yeah, so that is definitely something that is relevant to also consider as well. Yeah, I mean, the damage is pretty sweet, being it's a 4-star. Highly recommend if you do get this character. Gonna be useful in pretty much all facets in the different tournaments, especially for 4 stars. A lot of different type, obviously the buffs, being able to go and remove their buffs and make it so they're undispellable. It's gonna be a great feature for sure. Offense, defense, love it. Fast, great character. I really love what they did with the costume version here. So, obviously with the first version of costume Caveman, being able to cleanse, and then this one was obviously dispelling the buffs. So yeah, so this character, absolutely 100% insane. So next up, we've got the brand new Leonidas costume that was just also released as well too. Dealing 240% damage to all enemies, reduces the mana of all enemies by 10%, and all enemies get minus 34% defense for 3 turns against dark characters. This status effect becomes uncleansable and lasts 2 additional turns. So all enemies are going to be getting 34% against dark, and then you're going to be adding an additional 2 if they're if they are dark. Interesting. So yeah. Oh, okay. So no, it's just all enemies in general, 34. So this is regular defensive down for 3 turns, and then dark characters are going to get an additional 2 turns and make it uncleansable. I wish they would have like flipped it around. Obviously, giving the defensive down first would be really sweet. But you're looking at essentially, it's like Neath mixed with who's it average speed yellow. I don't think that there is an average speed yellow that deals defensive down off the top of my head. There's got to be somebody. I'm sure you guys will correct me in the comments. Dealing damage and then also reducing mana by 10%. 10% is definitely something. Nothing too crazy though. Could be kind of annoying for sure. I do like the actual costumes, pretty cool. So obviously it's going to be better against it's better than regular Leonidas. The first costume version is definitely going to be awesome against like Titans. So that's something that's relevant for sure. I don't know if I'm too crazy stoked on this. Again, we're in the same costume bonus situation, and you might be getting close to getting to fast speed going from average. That is something to think about. I like the character. Nothing that I'm over the moon about. It is Ranger class. It's not bad. Obviously, it's not bad. But I don't think it's going to be like meta breaking or anything. So next we've got the costume, second version, costume Joon, which obviously is going to be dealing, this is over 1,000 on the attack, so something to consider. 260 damage to the target nearby enemies. Target nearby enemies receive 228 burn damage over 3 turns, and target nearby enemies get minus 35% accuracy for 3 turns. So this character is literally the same thing, which is, I don't know. I wish they would have worked on this a little bit. It's going to be literally Drake Fong. And I even think stats wise too, they're pretty close. So Drake Fong actually deals 10% more damage Obviously still the 3 turns. There's the elemental link there. And then the new costume version here is going to be also applying random burn damage, which is just weird. Yeah, so 753, 640, 1320. It's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, not too far off stats wise. Unfortunately, Drake Fong is definitely been sidelined for a long time on defenses. The blind to target nearby enemies, I think, is definitely relevant. But yeah, I don't know if I'm really... obviously, if I have Drake Fong, I'm not sweating to go ahead and get this costume version striked up. I think I like... Yeah, probably the first version, especially being a fighter. But Joon, I think, needs a little bit of work. I was not really too stoked on that. Now this brings to this. I was like beside myself when they first came out with this, and it was mindless attack to all enemies at slow speed. So something to consider is that Quintus has some pretty high stats on attack and damage wise. So we actually calculated out his stats from the beginning when you consider the amount of damage and what his stats were at. For a regular 5-star was definitely something to consider. So the fact that he's dealing 300 damage to the target and nearby enemies, I think that they made the right call on this. It would have been way too broken if it was all enemies, which was the first version of Quintus' costume. Now, the big question everybody's asking, if I have ALFRIKE, should I chase Quintus? I don't think you really need to. There's a lot of other like broken purple characters that are out. Especially because, you know, the biggest draw to being able to use this is going to be the fact of so the biggest draw to be using Quintus' costume is going to be the fact of being able to target your mindless attack, which obviously you don't have with ALFRIKE. ALFRIKE does spit 5 random, so that is a factor. You have a little bit more control on this, but the big one here is now you have the costume bonus. The costume bonus at an additional 5%. It will, I'm pretty sure from slow, I think you're able to get that to average if you have the tower troops. So that is a huge factor to consider when you're using Quintus on, you know, other things besides the very fast wars. So that is going to be relevant. I think where people are going to be using ALFRIKE, obviously this is very slow. That can be potentially close to average speed, 3 targets. So here's the deal. If I already have ALFRIKE, should I go for Quintus costume 2? I don't think you really need to. If you don't have ALFRIKE, a Quintus costume 2 is definitely going to be a great replacement. Quintus costume 2 in regular situations is going to be better than ALFRIKE. But I still think ALFRIKE is going to be still the #1 target in Rush Wars. I don't think that that's really going to be taken. Being that you're throwing 5, there's a high probability that you're hitting 4. I usually hit 4 people with ALFRIKE, especially if you're running at the same speed in the very fast wars. But when you're considering Quintus costume going up against a regular defense potentially, yeah, that's going to be pretty annoying. I don't know if he makes his way onto the regular defensives. I don't know if that really happens. But I think the character is going to be awesome. I was impressed with this. I think that they released a character that is really good. I like that they did this to Quintus because Quintus has been obviously one of the worst characters that they've ever released ever as a 5-star. So to be able to have a costume that is actually relevant and useful I definitely want to give a applaud to Small Giant for that. And they also released the character to where it's not too broken. I don't think that he'll be too broken. He's going to be annoying. You probably might see him pop up on defenses. There is ways to get around him, but I think they did a great job with this. So that was, oh, I want to check that. Is it 4 turns still? Oh, so that is something, actually, that's a big one. So ALFRIKE is only for 3 turns, whereas now Quintus Costume is for 4 turns. That's tough. Great costume. Let me know in the comments. Are you guys trying to chase costume, like chasing Quintus? Whoever thought that would ever be a thing? But here it is. Are you guys chasing him? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below what you think. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you on the next video.